Welcome to TRNCAC tutorial, and in this video we will learn about what do you mean by data structure, its definition, terminology, need and its operations. So we will start from what do you mean by data structure. So have you remember in the first lecture I have told how YouTube can manage the information and they can manage the millions of videos, millions of record it is available on the YouTube. And once user will search for a particular video, the information will get within a fraction of seconds. So how it will manage that particular information, how YouTube can manage their information, how our Google, our search engine can manage their data, because the answer is we are using that term and that is the most important concept in our computer science, that is called as a data structure. So by using this data structure, the record can be managed, it can be organized, it can be stored our data into our computer. And whenever we want to access that particular information, it can be accessed quickly and very efficiently. So the definition of this data structure is a way of organizing and storing our data in our computer so that it can be accessed and modified very efficiently. And it helps to optimizing the time and the space, which will improve the performance of our program. As well as we can say that data structure is a collection of our data values and the relationship between them and the functions and operations that can be applied on our data. So this, what do you mean by this data? Data which consists of some information. Now we will learn this terminology. So first term is what is data and the second term is what is information. So data is different, information is different. When we are considering the term data, which can be considered as a raw fact and figure. If suppose you are taking some figure, if suppose you are writing some data, writing some lines, it can be considered as data. But whenever this data will be processed, it will become a meaningful information. Suppose I tell you to write your name in the notepad. So how you can write your name? You are writing your first name, your middle name and your last name. Okay. And this can be considered as your data. If suppose I tell you, you can take your photograph and you can store it into your folder. So this is your photo and this is your name. So you have collected this information. So it can be called as a data. And whenever I tell you, you can copy your data into one of the file and this file you can send via email. So what you are doing, you can open one Word file and in that Word file, you are writing your name, you are pasting your image. So whenever your data like your images, your name, it will be processed, it will become information. So processed data that will be meaningful data that is called as a information. Now next term is data atom. So individual elements of your data can be considered as data atom. So what is our data atom? First of all, we have taken this name. Then we have taken your image. So that things can be considered as data atom, that is called as an individual component or individual unit or element. Now the next term is data object. So in case of a data object, we are considering that a collection of related data atoms that can be considered as a data object. Suppose this is your name. You are writing your name, first name, middle name, last name. And if suppose the name will be required, mother names also included in your name, then this is a meaningful information that is related to your particular data atom. That can be considered as one kind of data object. So collection of related data atom, that is called as a data object. Now the last term is data structure. So the way of organizing your all these atoms together, that is called as a data structure. So why we are organizing this information? Why there is need to organize that information? We are organizing our information in structure format, in structure manner, because if we require that particular information, we can access this information very quickly, very efficiently. As well as we can reuse that information. Suppose you require that particular name and photo again. If suppose I tell you to email that data, so you require that data first time. And again, if suppose second time you require that information to fill any form, fill any Google form, that time also you require that particular information again. And suppose you are using that particular file that you have created. Means you are again repeatedly using that information, that is called as a reusability. So data structure can be reused in different applications. Next term is scalability, means your data can be expanded from small set of data to large amount of information. And our search engine can manage a huge amount of information. So it is scalable and this information can be always updated. So we are adding more and more number of data into our existing data. So it will become from small amount of data to large amount of data. So our information which consists of huge amount of information, huge amount of data that can be scalable. So we can add more number of data later on also. And the last feature is modularity. That is called as we are using a modular approach for efficiently handling of our information. If you consider that your subject data structure, so this subject is divided it into total 6 modules. So why this subject is divided it into 6 modules? Because if we taught this subject only in one module, then you are not able to understand, you cannot recall on that which module you have learned what is the topic and what is the scenario behind that topic and how to solve that particular example. So that's why this whole syllabus is divided it into different parts. That is in the 6th module, your all concepts are divided so that it is quickly accessing any particular information, whatever it is required. If you are considering that the example of your computer, so in that computer, you have multiple drives like C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive. So C drive is basically we are using for your system file. D, E and F, these 3 drives will be managed for handling your own information. So you can organize your information like photos, like study material, like other stuff into different drives. So why you are managing your data into different drives? Because whenever you want to access your notes, you can take it from your D drive. If suppose you want to access your personal information, you can take it from E drive. So if you want to access any particular information, you can access by using that particular information from particular respective places. So that we are using this modular approach and we are dividing our lot of information, our huge information into modular approach, into different parts. Now the next topic is what will be the operations which are performed on data structure. So in that operation, the first operation is traversing. Second is insertion. Third is deletion. And fourth is searching. And the last one is our sorting. So what do you mean by traversal? That is called as visiting each element of the data structure that exactly once. If suppose you want to search information and it is stored in that D drive, but you don't know, you don't remember where that information will be stored. So what you are doing? You are going to D drive, you are finding that drive. After that, you are searching for multiple folders. So that means if suppose this D drive consists of folder like D1, D2 and D3. So what you are doing? First of all, you are going with that folder D1. Then you didn't find that particular information. Then you are going with that folder D2. If you are not finding that information, again you are going with that folder D3. That means you are traversing, you are visiting to each and every folder which are available inside our D drive because you want to find your notes and you don't remember where you have stored the data structure subject notes. So what you are doing, if you don't remember, you are traversing to all these folders. That is called as visiting each and element of the data structure that exactly once. And once you find that information, then your traversing process will end. Now the next one will be insertion. So whatever existing data you already have, in that you are adding some new information, that is adding new element at a specific position, that is called as insertion. If suppose this is the row and in that row one person is added over here randomly, then this is called as you are adding a new element at particular position. Third concept is deletion. So in that deletion, the element will be removed from that particular data structure. Fourth is searching. So in that searching, we are finding a position of that specific element. If suppose from this folder, you got that information into our D3 folder. So in case of a searching, you find that particular position, that is D3 is a folder, and in that folder, you find that whatever information you want. That is called as searching. Now, the last topic is sorting. So in that sorting, we are arranging the elements into particular order. In suppose in form of ascending order or descending order. That is called as a sorting. So these are the different operations which will perform on data structure. So in that module, what we have learned, what do you mean by data structure, why it is required, what are the different terminologies, what is the definition, what is the need, what are the features, and what are the operations. So why there is a requirement of that data structure? We are organizing our data, we are organizing our information so that it can quickly access our information within fraction of second. So which will improve the efficiency, your memory usage will be optimized, your performance will be enhanced. You can manage a large amount of information and complex problem can be solved very effectively. So there are multiple types of data structures are available like array, linked list, stack, queue, tree, and graph. And in that subject, we have to learn all this data structure concept in detailed manner.